It's now time for textual analysis with anchorwoman Nicola Allen. Hello and welcome to Textual Analysis. Our top story tonight. We go behind the scenes at BBC Look North, analysing the use of various microelements in the construction of their broadcasts. Guest reporter Nicola Allen was on the scene today at the BBC Television Centre in the North West, speaking to several people who work behind the scenes on a daily basis. She brought us this report. News reports are often never deeply observed by British audiences. They tend to care more about the content than how they are constructed, which is a valid excuse. All areas of television are carefully constructed using different shot types, camera movements, sound, and types of editing to ensure a documentary or report, such as those on Look North, flow perfectly and do not cut from one point to another. But within this clip of the news report on the Apple Store opening up in Eldon Square, we use several different shot types and camera movements in order to give a dynamic report, so that all the information can be presented in a way that's quick, in a way that's concise, and in a way that's visually pleasing. We always use an establishing shot to set the scene of the report, and personally I always include a minor movement into the establishing shot, such as a camera head zoom or a pan across, just to give it a bit more of a dynamic feel. Mediation is a method described by a guy called Stuart Hall, and it's to encode meaning into all aspects of media. This process occurs using connotations and denotations, two concepts outlined by another guy called Roland Barthes. So we constructed this report using around 5 crowd shots to connote the excitement and also to denote the large audience reception to the new store opening. In terms of the interviews within the report, they were filmed using medium close-ups with a shallow depth of field prominent on the speaker. This means that the background was blurred and the person speaking was in focus, so all the attention is positioned on them. Camera movements are also incorporated again to connote excitement through the use of almost constant movement on the camera shots. A camera head pan either left or right is the most prominent motion that we used in that specific report, and we usually use these in combination with the establishing shots that we've already described. I suppose finally we also use some handheld capturing. This gives the visuals a slightly shaky feel, again giving the excitement into the piece. In total, the report uses 2 medium shots, 5 crowd shots, 3 establishing shots, 7 medium close-ups, 3 long shots, 3 wide shots, 3 close-ups, 1 two-shot, 2 head pulls out, 5 pans, and 7 clips using a shallow depth of field. News reports in general aren't as complex editorial-wise in comparison to other aspects of media such as soaps or period dramas. In general, continuity editing is the main style of editing that we use here at the BBC to provide reports with a chronological flow to show the order of events as they happened. This report on the Apple Store opening has a high count of cuts, which is a simple transition used between each shot gathered by the camera team. The team on location will also capture an establishing shot and several re-establishing shots. The establishing shot is positioned at the top of a report, and this sets the scene for what's the topic being spoken about. The re-establishing shots are often used midway through the report in order to keep the scene in question in the audience's mind. The cut transitions often lead to cutaways where the audio from the narrator continues over the top of a montage sequence or just another shot that has been gathered by the camera team in order to give a bit of variation to the report so it's not so uniform. And the cutaways are just another continuity editing technique that we've used in this report. Montages and cutaways are a fast method of providing additional information to support what's being said by the narrator. This particular report also features one fade transition, which is another type of transition similar to a cut, and this distinguishes the montage sequence in the Eldon Square report from the present day footage. Whilst establishing shots can set the scene of a report, the audio also plays a massive part in creating an atmosphere and helping people to understand the feeling of the report that we're trying to deliver. This idea can also apply to those who are visually impaired, as they can simply listen to the news report and understand the same connotations being delivered by the visual element of a clip. The background crowd noises that you can hear throughout this report are diegetic and are recorded onto what we call the buzz track of the audio.
Talk of recession, but this is the cue to get into the extension generally.
The buzz track is the one for ambient noise, which in this case is the crowd talking, and this plays throughout the report to show the excitement of the new store opening and thus supporting the visual element. It's also a noise stereotypical of a shopping centre. The narrative and interviews are recorded onto the dialogue track, flitting between being synchronous,
The Apple Store here, you can see by the thousands of people,
meaning that it matches the action on screen, but it can also be asynchronous in that it does not match the action on screen. So this could be the narrator talking over a montage, over a flashback, which it does in this report.
Retail has changed a bit since the Queen opened the original Eldon Square.
Simply providing more information on what's being shown by the visual element. The buzz track and the dialogue track are just two tracks of several, which we mix together to create the final audio for a news report. So those are just the basic three areas that contribute to the construction of a simple 3-minute news report on BBC Look North. It just shows the simplicity of creating a dynamic clip to inform locals of what's going on in their area. I've been Nicola Allen, Textual Analysis, BBC Television Studios, North West. And if you want to see more work from Nicola Allen on her media quest, just visit 0000 15176 trcmedia.posterous.com.